you stupid fucks, I'm the Atheist Teen. So today's video is a story. I won't do these too often, but I felt this one was necessary. So cuddle up nice and warm in that blanket and let's start. So in 6th grade, little naive me thought it would be a good idea to anonymously email my teacher, which resulted in me getting a class change. But in that school we had what were called teams, which was a group of teachers that students went to. So you had one teacher for each subject on one team, and there were 3 to 4 teams per grade. So I was switched to another team because it would have fucked up my schedule to just switch one class. So we had this one science teacher who we will just call Mr. John. And Mr. John was the type who wouldn't write you up unless you really pissed him off. Everyone aces his class and no one ever gets in trouble. And there was this one kid who just didn't know when to quit. So at first he wasn't too bad, just simple stuff, hiding backpacks and coming in late. But then it slowly started getting worse. He would continue to do what he was doing, but then he'd slowly take it up a few notches. He started taking chairs and stacking them on his own and sitting there, making the phone ring to mess with the teacher. And so Mr. John was being extremely patient. Also, he's kind of socially awkward, so he's always like nervous in class and shit. He doesn't have a girlfriend and he's not married as far as we knew. So Jeff made the phone ring a couple days later and pretended the phone was actually ringing and picked it up. Mr. John approached and asked who it was. And this fucking kid just blurts out extremely loud, "It's you, old boyfriend." He's wondering where the fuck his child support is. So Mr. John got all embarrassed and said that if he heard a peep out of Jeff that he'd send him to the principal's office. So 2 periods later, Jeff asked to go to the restroom and walked to Mr. John's room. So he just slams the door open in the middle of his class and says, "Your boyfriend still needs the child support check." So Mr. John started yelling at him and sent him to the office. So this kid told the principal that I dared him to. So I'm eating lunch and he comes and asks me if I did. Obviously I had no idea what he was talking about because we only had one class together, even though we were in the same team. So the next day Mr. John asks me and I'm just thinking to myself, "Jeff, you fucking bitch." And yeah, that's it. Mr. John quit. Me and Jeff are still friends and he helps me with video ideas sometimes. So if you enjoyed this video, slap a like on it and comment you're a pedophile on Lionmaker's most recent video.